it's Zach. Welcome back to the Heroverse. And guys, I just got done with episode 4 of Obi-Wan. Guys, what a crazy episode. I really enjoyed this episode a lot. I thought this was their strongest episode, which is very shocking to me that, I find this episode my favorite episode, especially after previously in episode 3, we had the fight between Obi-Wan and Vader, the fight we've been waiting for. But, we all knew the outcome of what was going to happen when Obi-Wan fought Vader, because Obi-Wan has been disconnected to the Force, has no training, has been, hiding for about, I think 10 years, if I'm correct. If not, I think it was 10 years. And, it's kind of just, in a way, pretty much, is, essentially withered away, essentially. He's not what he used to be. He's not the Jedi that he used to be. So, of course, that fight went a certain way that he lost. He got burned by Vader. Tala had to get Obi-Wan to a nearby planet, which I guess it's a planet that Tala's been there before, because, she kind of knew the people that were already there. I don't know if it was a planet that initially they wanted to go to before they were actually going to get Leia home. I'm not quite sure, to Alderaan, I'm not quite sure. But they were on this planet, and we ran into Ice Cube's son. I'm not quite sure what his name is in the show. Also, we ran into someone named Wade. I'm not quite sure what the other girl's named was either, because I didn't really catch their names, except I only caught Wade's name. But of course, at this time, Obi-Wan's like, okay, we need to gather up a plan. They're probably keeping her here at the Fortress Inquisitorius, which is, of course, the Inquisitor's fortress. I'm not quite sure where it's located. I think they were trying to mention that it was on Mustafar, but if I'm correct, Mustafar is a lava planet, so I don't know if it's like on a different, just in around the system of where Mustafar is. But apparently that they were, because they were mentioning like, oh, is Vader's castle's on Mustafar, is he there or not? But he's like, he'll be there soon, meaning that I think they were trying to get this mission complete of getting Leia out of there before Vader showed up. At least that's what I was understanding. So unless they meant like, oh, is he there? But no, he's on his way to, Mustafar, where Vader's castle is. So we have some time before he can turn around and, try to stop us from, saving Leia, and Leia being found out and all that crap. And, and of course, then if Leia got found out, then probably Luke would get found out and a whole bunch of crap would happen. So I love how, the again, Ice Cube's son, I don't remember his name. So let me know down in the comments below what his name was. But he was totally against going into the fortress, trying to do this mission. And of course, Obi-Wan's like, I can't leave her. She's only 10 years old. I have to do this. Of course, he's not going to say who Leia actually is, because that would just unravel a whole bunch of problems. If anybody knows, the secret could get out and bad shit can happen. So as of right now, the only one that's willing to go with Obi-Wan to the Inquisitor compound is Tala. And she of course, she's doing, her old, undercover position as one of the commanders of the Empire. So I thought that was very cool that she was being another, going back into undercover, so that way she could get in, even though she's even Obi-Wan's like, didn't your cover get blown when you shot those troopers on the planet or whatever? And she's like, oh, well, we're gonna find that out. And I was like, no one really saw her, so she should be fine. So, she ends up going in with Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan goes underwater, and he was using one of those mouthpieces that they used in Phantom Menace. I thought that was very cool, that what the Jedi used to, breathe underwater, probably what anybody uses to breathe underwater, I'm not quite sure, but we've seen the Jedi use them. We saw Qui-Gon Jinn use it, and we also saw Obi-Wan use it, and again, Phantom Menace. So I thought it was cool that they kind of did a foreshadowing of that, of him doing, underwater swimming again, trying to get into the fortress, trying to go in through the back entrance or through the lower entrance, so no one could, realize that he's breaking in. And, Tala's going in through the top entrance, pretty much trying to meet him there, pretty much trying to be the distraction while he finds out where Leia is. And at this point, we see the dumbest part of this episode was Reva pretty much, interrogating Leia about finding out where the other where other sectors are of people that are smuggling in Jedi and taking them somewhere else, or smuggling in just people that are against the Empire and putting them somewhere else. she wants to end up thinking that Leia knows where all these other places are that, you know, that helped Obi-Wan and her escape. Like, oh, there must be more than the person I found, and you must know where these other, you know, sectors are of people, you know, or of these people trying to help out the Jedi. You must know. But I was like, no, she doesn't know. She was just on that planet for a short while. On top of she's 10 years old. I was like, this is just doesn't feel like this is good writing here, that she would just assume that Leia would know about all this stuff about people that they just met. And it's like she was only at this one place, this one smuggle place that, you know, of these rebels smuggling out Jedi and stuff. That was only one location she was at. So why would she know where all the other where this other main hub compound is for people that are smuggling out Jedi and all this crap? Why would Leia know that? So I thought that was very weak writing, especially when, you know, it's like, I'm shocked that everybody is even letting her do this, 1 to a 10-year-old. I was kind of shocked at that, at the fact of, oh, and especially for like her being a princess, it's like, I'm shocked that they were even, that like everybody, like all the other, like the fifth brother and I think the fourth sister, if I'm correct, why the heck, or it might have been fifth sister or fourth sister, I'm not quite sure, why they didn't be like, no, you have to take the princess back home, she knows nothing, this is ridiculous. I was just shocked that no one told her that. Like, it's ridiculous that you're even trying to interrogate a 10-year-old. Like, what would she even know? She was only there for a short while. But yeah, guys, like I was saying, those are the same ships that Luke used in Empire Strikes Back, the T-47. So I like how it was kind of like a callback to like what they're eventually building up to for Luke to be using in Empire Strikes Back. So I thought that was really cool that they're showing us the T-47s right now as kind of like a way to set that up. Other than that, I do like the fact of, like, again, I was very confused on the fact of why Reva puts a tracker on Lola if she thought already that Obi-Wan was dead. Because that's what she told Leia. I don't know if she told Leia that just to be like, oh, just give out the information on where the other locations are of where people are smuggling out, you know, remaining Jedi. I think she actually did that knowing of the fact that everybody knows what happened to Vader killing Obi-Wan, or so-called killing Obi-Wan, even though I don't think it makes any sense of the fact that, again, of Vader thinking that Obi-Wan was killed, at the fact that Vader's been burned before, and Vader's had limbs cut off before, but it doesn't mean that just because you burn him doesn't mean that he's dead. So I was just, I think that's just a little bit bad writing there, and them just trying to really get towards the end and get where this is going. Because as we all know, you know, we all know that Obi-Wan doesn't die, but we've all seen New Hope, of the fact that that's where, you know, Obi-Wan shows up for Luke. So it's kind of like he couldn't die there. So that's why Vader didn't have a second thought, the fact of, oh, they're taking his body, who cares, he's dead, or him thinking that he's dead. Even though I do think that they are building up to another rematch, at least I hope, because if not, that would be a really sucky rematch that they had of him just getting beat, but that needed to happen so Obi-Wan could get reconnected to the Force and be that Jedi that we all know one last time, which we did see him be that in this episode. So I don't know, I feel like in a way, did Reva actually think that Obi-Wan was dead, that Vader actually killed him? Or did just Reva put the tracker on Lola just in case someone did save her and they needed to know where Leia was going to go? I don't know. I feel like that's kind of left up to us as interpretation of, like, you know, how we want to take it. But the fact of the matter is that they know Obi-Wan's still alive. Vader was pissed at Reva saying, oh, I told you if you failed, you wouldn't see, your failure. And of course he was impressed at the fact of when she started to put the tracker on Lola, so wherever, you know, or put a tracker on Leia, so wherever, or I guess I put a tracker on the ship, which, you know, she didn't specify that she put the tracker on Lola, but I told my sister that's where she put the tracker, because I didn't see her throw anything on the ship. So I was like, she totally put the tracker on Lola, because that was the only thing that Reva was holding. So, and she said, to Vader, wherever, she goes, wherever he goes, she'll go, or whatever. And meaning that, okay, we have a way to track, Obi-Wan and Leia now. And of course, because they're not only trying to get to, the fact of where Obi-Wan is, but they're trying to figure out where the main hub is of where they're, smuggling out, any remaining Jedi. That's really what they're trying to find now, I guess. Also by getting Obi-Wan. It's like they win two things. Like her doing this, not only get Obi-Wan, but they get to find out where this compound is and where they're taking out all these other remaining Jedi and, and spreading them out. So it's a win-win essentially for Reva, and that's why Vader said, I underestimated you. And he's impressed at the fact of what Reva has been able to accomplish, and the fact that Reva is so driven and she doesn't take a loss lightly. She just keeps going until she gets what she wants, which she wants to become Grand Inquisitor. And and Vader, is impressed by that, the fact that she's so driven like he is. So I do like that in the sense of that, I feel like that's why Reva's such a good character, because she has the same drive as Vader, doing things until they get what they want. She's driven to become Grand Inquisitor and also to get Obi-Wan for Vader. And of course, Vader is always so driven and to get what he wants and stuff. So it's like he's impressed by it, but he's impressed at the fact of how driven she is over the other Inquisitors, because she's the one that keeps going. She's the one thinking outside the box. She's the one that got Obi-Wan out to begin with her trap. And also she also put the tracker on the ship so they could eventually find Obi-Wan again. So it's like, without her, clearly, Obi-Wan would never have been found to begin with for Vader. So really he essentially owes it to her for her finding, Obi-Wan, after the fact that he couldn't find Obi-Wan, neither could all the other Inquisitors for like 10 years, and she just did it like that. So it's kind of like, she's thinking outside the box, unlike these other Inquisitors, and then that's why he's so super impressed by that, because she's so driven to get what she wants. Her goal is to become Grand Inquisitor, as we all kind of assumed. And also, again, people think that, I think, again, she was so clouded, like I said before, about the fact of that the only reason she was interrogating Leia is because of the fact she was just so angry with her finding the Jedi markings on the wall, because people think, again, the theory is that she was one of the younglings that was in Order 66 that escaped, and that's why she's holding this grudge against Jedis, and she wants to find out, she wants to stop these people that are helping these Jedis, smuggle them out places so they can go to safety, because essentially she doesn't think they deserve safety after especially what happened to her. So that's why she wants to help take them out, and also because, in a way they failed her, so that she thinks that they don't deserve to be saved and to go to peace or anything. So that was a big moment where where they were wondering what was in the lower level of the Inquisitor compound, and all the other Jedi are in these these coffins and stuff, like these gel coffins. And it's like that was the Inquisitor's trophy rooms. That was it. That was the trophy room for the Inquisitors for all of the Jedi hunts that they've been on. So that was just insane to see that. And that was really hard for Obi-Wan to encounter all that. They used that as a trophy room for them, taking out Jedi. So I'm just excited to see where the last two episodes are going to go. I think they're going to be really good. I think we are building up to, again, another fight between Vader and Obi-Wan. At least that's what I hope so. But we all know that, of course, Leia's going to be fine. We all know that Obi-Wan's going to be fine until New Hope. So it's like, I don't know what people expected when I heard people not liking the first fight that they had, because that was expected that Obi-Wan was going to lose that fight. And it was expected that Obi-Wan wasn't going to die. Even though Vader thought that Obi-Wan died in that moment, we all knew that that wasn't the case. And of course, Vader needs to think in that moment, that he's dead, so that way he can pop up later on and stuff like that, even though he now knows he's alive again. But something must happen where he thinks, he's dead again, or maybe he escapes again and they can't find him again. Who knows? I'm just excited to see how the series will end. And I'm excited to also, I'm wondering now, are they going back to Tatooine now to go where Luke is? I don't know. Who knows? I'm wondering when we're going to get back to Obi-Wan looking over Luke, because I want to know more about Luke since we've been with Leia for so long. I want to now be with Luke a little bit and see how he is. You know what I mean? I want to see how good this kid portrays young Luke. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see, because we know how good this young actress is at playing Leia, but I'm excited to see what this young actor is who plays Luke. So I want to see that now, because we've been with Leia for so long. I want to see now Obi-Wan with Luke and see how he acts. But I don't know if that's what's going to happen or not, because we only have 2 more episodes. But let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought about this episode. I do think it's the strongest episode out of the other episodes. Only in the fact that we saw Obi-Wan acting like the Obi-Wan that we know and love, of course, from the old movies and, of course, from the TV shows and stuff. But, guys, I'm curious to know down in the comments below what you guys thought about this episode. Did you guys see what I saw with, the whole, like, the writing being a little bit iffy in, like, interrogation scene with Leia, and also, Vader leaving Obi-Wan thinking that he was dead, but also Reva and probably knowing, and everybody now knowing what Vader did to Obi-Wan, and her thinking that he was dead, but yet, she still put a tracker on Leia, and she must have knew that, in a way, Obi-Wan was still alive. Do you guys see, kind of the weird, bad writing there, or I didn't really understand really what they were trying to do there? But let me know, again, what you guys thought about this episode, and let me know down in the comments below also what is your favorite episode out of the episodes that we've had so far, and also let me know what your theories are going into the next 2 episodes. Also, yet again here, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, put those notifications, like this video. I'd love to have you guys here, a part of the fam, a part of the channel, all about spreading love, positivity, and motivation. And guys, yet again, we are almost to 600 subscribers. Right now, we're at 525. Almost to 600. My goal is to get to 600 before the end of June. My initial goal is to get to 1,000 before the end of this year, and I know we can do that again with your love and your support. But guys, as always, that was the video. I hope everybody has a great day, a safe day, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday for episode 5 of Obi-Wan. Peace.